22. Y decreased by x. How do you decrease something? What operation do you think decreases things? Subtraction. Okay? So y decreased by x, is that going to be y minus x or x minus y? Minus x. The thing you're decreasing by is second. So y decreased by x. Number 24. Z less than the product of x and y. Now, there's a problem with this that got people on the last exam last quarter. The expression z less than is not the same as the expression z, as the statement z is less than. Do you see the difference between that, what that is? So for example, 5 less than 10 is 5. 3 less than 10 is 7. 3 is less than 10 is just a true statement. Do you see the difference? Okay. So when we're talking here about z less than the product of x and y, we're not talking about this. We're not talking about that.
Would it be z minus parentheses x times y?
Okay. You're close. It's x times y is one term, z is the other. Okay, but let's think again. Let's think with numbers. 3 less than 10 was what? As a number, first of all. If you're talking about 3 less than 10, that's what? 7. Right? So that's 3 less than 10 is 7. How did we get 7?
10 minus 3.
10 minus 3. So if I'm going z less, that means I'm subtracting z. Z less than something means I'm subtracting z. And what am I subtracting z from? The product of x and y. Does that make sense?
But if you put it in the parentheses, you wouldn't have to put it in any direct order.
You kind of do, it's subtraction.
Yeah, it's subtraction.
But still, if you had it in the parentheses, you put it in the parentheses first, and then you're subtracting whatever the product is.
What do you want to put in the parentheses?
Well, if he's putting x and z in the parentheses first, you're doing the product, and then you're subtracting z, like what he said.
That's right, but what will matter is you can't put z, but it doesn't make it the same as z minus xy. It's definitely not this. Because you're doing the product first.
Yeah.
This would be, let's say this product was 2 times 5, so it's 10.
Yeah.
Okay? 3 minus 10 would be negative 7. 10 minus 3 would be positive 7. The idea we're getting at here is not an order of operations thing. It's an issue of what is the expression z less than xy. What does that expression in English mean? It means we're taking away this many from this quantity. Does that make sense? (26) The quotient obtained when the product of 3 and z is divided by the product of 4 and x. The quotient obtained. What does that tell us has to be in here? Division bar. The product of 3 and z is divided by 4 and x. What goes on bottom?
4 and x.
4 times x. Because the product of 4 and x, and 3 and z, product of 3 and z is 3 times z. That goes upstairs. (28) If we want the quotient obtained when the product of x and z is divided by the sum of x and z. The quotient obtained, we're dividing by the sum, right? Is that what it says? So dividing by the sum, so sum means plus. The sum of x and z, the product of x and z is what's being divided.